Greetings, world, and greetings, Seven Spotters. This is Jim Gould calling again from balmy and beautiful South Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. It's another rousing rendition of virtual and socially distanced sevens. I say beautiful and balmy because it's the middle of summer here. It is 23 degrees centipede, and for those of you still on the Frankenstein scale, 73 degrees Fahrenheit. I only mention that because today has been a special day. We've had nothing but people on the other side of the planet to deal with, the other side of the Great Divide. Today we had a nice chat with Gonzalo from Argentina, and today and this evening we have got Simon Routson from Victoria, New South Wales in Australia. Am I saying it right? Hello, Simon.
Warrnambool. We're in Victoria. We're the southernest state of Victoria.
Wonderful. Well, I've got you on screen now, and we are looking at your seven.
Fabulous. So this is my little toy that I've owned for, and even though it looks rather sunshine out there, it's about 4 degrees Celsius here today. So we're in the depths of winter, and we had a shower of rain go through about 15 minutes ago. So I'm tucked back in the shed again.
Ouch. Well, that's what you get for living near the Tasman Strait, I suppose.
We've got the ocean, so out the door and veer left, and we're about 4 kilometres from the ocean as the crow flies.
Wow. Well, tell us about your I want to call it a seven, but it's a Clubbie, isn't it? It's a Clubman.
Yes, this is a little Clubman. So, so I'm the third owner of this vehicle. This was built by Pete Connolly down in Torquay, about an hour and a bit from where I live. Very talented builder. He's built a couple of these over the years, and in between building Clubmans, he also built a plane. So he's a very, very clever fabricator.
Wonderful.
This is
just lost you a little bit. You just sit back and just relax while we enjoy the view. And just lost a little bit of audio, but we're enjoying the view. It's a beautiful Clubman.
Yes, apologies for the poor connection in rural Australia.
No, don't worry. I live in rural British Columbia, and I have the same problem. Maybe the audio isn't, but the visual certainly is.
We'll go for a little walk around. So here's the one piece. It doesn't have a separate nose cone or scuttle or bonnet.
Yeah.
It's all one piece.
One piece. Wow. We're kind of missing on the audio, but I'm going to ask you a question. What is the lump? Is that a Toyota Silvertop in there?
This was fabricated by.
Well, we're continuing to move along, and it's just frozen up a bit. But Simon, if you can hear me, perhaps if you move around a bit more. Oh, there we go, another view. Tell us a bit about the engine.
The beauty. So that allows fairly good access in through. Not quite sure how that's going.
That's good. Yeah, got that now.
So it runs a Wolf aftermarket ECU on it.
Nice.
Still keeps the original Toyota dash.
Yes. Very nice indeed. As I say, you're kind of wandering in and out audibly, but
As you
the
can see,
visual is
it's
fine.
been doing it. Yes, it has been.
The interior looks good. I like the roll cage. It's a nice look.
Used.
I've got a question for you. You can hear, or when I can hear your audio, but I did note that one of the things that you mentioned you do is quite a bit of, what do you call it, Motorkhana.
The other bragging rights on the back of this are the Clubman Nationals that the cars have been to back in 2009. Then again in 2011.
Wow.
2013. Then again in 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then again in 17. And unfortunately, the Clubman's Nationals this year didn't happen because of COVID.
Yes, I understand. It's too bad. Wow, it's a beauty. Now, this is a replacement engine, is it not? Let's
put that bonnet back down again.
All right.
So that's a standard black top.
Oh, it is a black
at the moment. Okay. It did have a silver top, and I did have a silver top in there, but unfortunately, I broke a crankshaft and I did a head gasket, and it had all sorts of reliability problems. So I gave up on rebuilding and went back to just a low mileage black top, which has been doing really well.
Yes, lovely. It's a thing of beauty. I was just looking at the pictures on your Facebook page, and I saw the broken crank. That must have made a mess. She's a thing of beauty.
Now, Jim, I've actually lost all audio here. I can't hear you at all, so I'm not quite sure where you're up to.
Well, I'll tell you where I am. I'm listening to you. I can hear you fine. I can see everything that's going on. And maybe if you can you hear me from where you're at right now, because I can see the car fine, and I can hear what I think is activity over there. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you again. There we go.
All right.
I've got some internet back again.
Then well, let's just stay exactly where we are. So you mentioned that you do Motorkhana. So that is basically what we would call autocross over here. Is that right?
Yeah, so the Motorkhana and the autocross are very similar. They're just slightly different lengths of track and slightly different.
Yeah, I was looking at some of the tracks. It looks rather interesting. And do you use cones as well?
Yeah, so they've got what we set up here is these little lengths of electrical pipes, because they're cheap, and if you do hit them, they don't damage anything.
Oh yeah, PPC. Yeah.
Yeah, and we use just white and orange, and we just keep orange on the right and white on the left as a general rule. And it means you can change the track around very quickly and easily.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a barrel of fun. It's all really low speed, but it's high skill, and it suits the Clubbie beautifully. It's just really, really good fun.
I love your Clubbie. It's unique, and it's personalized, and it's just wonderful. And you've been putting on quite a few kilometers since how long have you owned it? Did you say 10 years?
So I've had it just on 10 years now, and I've done about 75,000 kilometers in it since I've owned it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a big day. If I leave here early morning and I get home after dark, and we do say 800 k's in the day, that's pretty hard. That's pretty hardcore, because it is very narrow, and once you're in and sitting, there's just no room. That's where you stay for the day.
Yeah, I know. We all know. and and you just pray it doesn't rain. I don't know about you, but I use motorcycle rain gear when I travel around in the wet.
Yeah, or you can actually see there's my helmet sitting just in behind it. So generally rain, the little aero screen is quite amazing. That little screen, even though it's only 4 or 5 inches high, does push most of the rain up over your head.
Yeah.
Once you're motoring along, but it doesn't blow hail. So hailstones hurt.
I reckon.
So yes, that's when the lid goes on. Definitely.
Yeah. Been there and done that.
I think we all have.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say. I mean, we've covered it. I know that you're having difficulty with the audio, but I tell you from our end, even though you're fading in and out, I was doing my best to cover for you. But nonetheless, the video on it is just great. It's a spectacular little car.
Yeah, it's very good fun. It's very good fun. It does keep a good. I don't know whether you saw in the background. The stablemate that's in here is a 996. That's what I drive to work when it's raining. But yes, that's a nice car, but it's not a clubby.
No, absolutely. Well, you're passionate and you love your clubby. I mean, this is the thing about Australia. I found. I guess it's all over the world, but in Australia, I found that the locals are passionate about Clubman automobiles. It seems like everybody's out in the shed bashing away.
There's it's interesting. It's like anything. You have your guys who are very serious into their speed and motorsport. You have the chaps who are keeping their clubbies very clean and pretty and maybe not as spirited in their driving. You get the me's of the world who drive the thing, and there's a bit of a mix, but most of the guys with clubbies have had them for a lot of years, and it sort of gets under your skin and stays there a bit.
Well, I'm jealous of you in the land of Oz, because where we are in Canada, it's an anomaly. I mean, I could count on one hand with all my fingers, and still have a couple of fingers left over, the number of people that I know of that have a 7 style car. And it truly is. I mean, it is the most fun you can have with your trousers on, right? It's just a blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, Simon, I'm going to keep this short, and I'm going to say so long, but I'm going to say thank you so much for taking the time, even though you're speaking to me yesterday, because you're in Tomorrowland and you're about to have, you've just had your brekkie. And I'm going to go upstairs and see if my darling wife has something on the Barbie for me.
Fabulous. That sounds a great idea.
Thanks
for the invite. I've enjoyed. I don't know how much you heard, but that's okay.
No. We heard the best. This is the best right now. I mean, this is the whole thing. For me, getting to meet people around the world is wonderful, and everybody shows their cars. And it's just like you said, there are people out there who like to keep them clean, and that's their thing. But for me, the interest for me is the stories. It's how these cars intersect with people's lives. It's really amazing.
Absolutely. And I think they do it more so than just about any other group of cars you can think of.
Absolutely. Simon, good on you, mate. This has been awesome.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks for the invite. Enjoyed it.
All right. Now, hang on one sec. I got to do one more thing. I'm going to do this. I've got my face mug on the camera, and you have to turn your camera around so we can see you.
Righto. I think I can do that.
You just have to turn the camera around so you're looking at it. We don't mind.
Well, I could do that.
I mean,
I could do that.
You've got 20/20 vision, don't you? There we go.
There we go.
Simon, I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so very much. Good on you, mate.
Thank you. Enjoyed. Thanks, guys.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
You bet. Bye now.